Jaff calls it Rabbitopia, and that's why we're here. Mark Jaff Jefferson is a leading light in the South Somerset Ferreters, a group of families and friends who get together at weekends not to do anything dull like play football or go shopping, but to go ferreting. So he is always on the lookout for the new Watership Down. And there is no doubt, as we set out the nets, this place looks perfect. Nets are in a bit of a mess here.
Yeah, I don't know who packed them up last time, but, well, I do, but I can't mention any names on camera, really.
Paul Jefferson.
Paul Jefferson, my brother. I'll blame him because he's not here.
What's the plan?
Catch as many rabbits as we can, really, yeah. I mean, we always like to try and do a good job for the farmer. But these rabbits, they're pretty clever. Been here for 2,000 years, haven't they? So,
you know you're about to be outsmarted by a rodent, you know that?
Yeah, I blame the Romans for bringing them over here. But, yeah, I mean, when we pulled up this morning, there's rabbits everywhere, plenty of action, so hopefully, if we don't get a bag of 50 today, I'll be quite surprised. Hopefully. Fingers crossed, you know.
The long nets, the gate nets and the purse nets out, it's now a question of standing around to wait. And wait. And wait. The first action is not what we want. One ferret comes out of the berry looking like it's been in a nasty fight.
Whether he's come across a stoat or... Yeah. Don't know, I'll put him back in the box, I think. Yeah.
One antiseptic spray later and the ferret is retired from the action today and put in a nice warm box in a vehicle. Back to the western front and it's still all quiet. Then a rabbit comes out. Jaff is a bit depressed. Today has not gone according to plan. However, we have seen some rabbits lolloping about next to an unpromising looking bramble bush a bit further down the valley. Well, he called it a Rabbitopia and he said 50 rabbits. Not quite 50 rabbits, which is why we've moved here. We set up the nets again. Today is about nets and dogs. The dogs you want to be fast and vicious killers. Well, you want the nets to be fast and vicious catchers, so Jaff chooses them carefully.
Well, these are the purse nets we use. I got these from Bridport Nets, down in Bridport. Yeah, I've been there for a long time, all the fishing nets, and I think they've supplied the fishing industry for a long time. These are a 10Z 3-foot net. Basically brilliant. I mean, I don't like hemp nets myself because hemp will rot away. These you can pack away damp, as long as you don't leave them all summer damp in a bag, they'll be fine. But certainly from week to week, they'll last forever. They won't rot. Hemp rots, these won't, you know.
This spot turns out to be much better. Maybe that's the problem with ferreting. You have a system of berries as big as the London Tube network, and the ferrets just run round in circles underground, chasing rabbits. You need a shallow berry to get the rabbits out into the fresh air and into the jaws of the dogs. Not all the ferrets want to come back to the surface. Even a berry this size has lots of chambers with lots of yummy things in them. The gang use the ferret finders and occasionally locate a ferret that has killed the rabbit underground and is stuck behind it. In the old days you would poke a bramble branch down the hole to see if it came back with fur on. Now you use an endoscope, which gadget man Jaff deploys to discover that, in this case, that's exactly what happens. Rabbit removed and the ferret is free. We end the morning with lunch. Jaff once again rides to the rescue with a Jenny, a microwave and some of his venison and pigeon pasties.
And here we have today's top prize.
It's possible there is too much oil in the mixture, which suddenly turns our ferreting film into something out of the Highlander. Still, the pasties taste good, if slightly of two-stroke, and after lunch there is one more burst of action. So, a dozen rabbits by the end of the day, a lost ferret which Jaff retrieves the following morning by leaving out a box and a dead rabbit, and the injured ferret makes a full recovery. If you want to find out more about Jaff and the gang, search Facebook for South Somerset Ferreters, and if you want good nets, go to bridportnets.co.uk.